Fine. Respiration, you know. Unnecessary points you don't write, please. Listen first and then write important points. You know that respiration is catabolic process or exergonic process or energy releasing processes. Fine. And here in respiration, respiratory substrates are used. So, you know that carbohydrate, protein, lipid, organic acids are oxidized. Can you know that bomb calorimeter?
Yes.
Have you remember that bomb calorimeter? To identify the caloric value from digestion, to identify the caloric value of the particular substrate by oxidation of 1 gram of it. For example, we say that carbohydrate per 1 gram, it is oxidized and it gives 4 kilocalorie energy per 1 gram. Similarly, protein gives 4 kilocalorie per 1 gram, but lipid gives 9 kilocalorie per 1 gram. So compared to the most important thing is this, what? Compared to the carbohydrate and protein, lipid give us more than double energy to us. But lipid oxidation is very slow procedure, and compared to that, carbohydrate oxidation is very rapid one. Fine. So you remember that point. Cellular respiration. There are two types of respiration here, but in our body. In plants, only cellular respiration. So it is also known as downhill reaction. What uphill reaction, that is known as active transport. Remember that. I am just giving you the clue. Uphill means from lower concentration to the higher concentration. So active transport is also known as uphill transport. What do you mean by active transport? With the help of energy. With the help of energy in the form of ATP. With the help of the carrier molecules. The molecule moves from its lower concentration to the higher concentration. Fine? That is known as uphill transport. Is it need to write here? Fine? And then cellular respiration is downhill process. Downhill process means, see, initially in any substrate which undergoes aerobic or anaerobically respired, you know that aerobic respiration, fine, that is Krebs cycle, and anaerobic respiration, that is known as fermentation. Fine. So the substrate which undergoes any type of the respiration, but initially it consists high amount of energy inside it. Okay, what is the difference between respiration and combustion? ગુજરાતીમાં એક કહેવાય છે combustion એટલે દહન, burning, something burning, combustion. કમ્બશન એટલે કંઈક સળગે છે, બળે છે, દહન કહેવાય એને, પ્યોર સાયન્ટિફિક વર્ડ દહન. એન્ડ રેસ્પિરેશન એટલે શ્વસન. So what is the difference between combustion and respiration? Okay. Any other has any idea? And where is respiration? Yes.
For combustion, oxygen is present in gases, and in respiration, maybe oxygen is present in limited.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. Sorry, I can't hear you properly. Just remove the mask and then tell me.
Respiration by 18 energy production. The combustion CO2.
So energy kya form થશે? Conceptual right. Any other point? Combustion in that oxygen is essential. So any type of this substance can be burned in the presence of oxygen only. You know Bell jar experiment.
Yes.
You know Bell jar experiment. Fine. So in the presence of oxygen, anything is combust or combusted. But in respiration, O2 is required or not. So combustion means the main thing is this, that in combustion, at one step, much more amount of the energy is released. એક જ સ્ટેપમાં બધી જ એનર્જી રિલીઝ થઈ જશે. In combustion, any particular substance is combusted, then the total amount of the energy is released. But in respiration, at particular step by step, little bit amount of the energy is released. And then at last, the organism obtains the total amount of the energy. And you know that in glycolysis, total 10 steps are there. And you know that, no? Glycolysis in the 10 steps are there. So at particular level, ATP is generated, not at each and every level. Fine? So that is the difference between combustion and respiration. So now the next is fine. There are two types of respiration according to the substrate. Fine. Carbohydrate and lipid. Carbohydrate and lipid both are oxidized or respired, or respiration occurs of the carbohydrate and lipid inside the cell. That's why it is known as floating respiration. So according to the respiratory substrate, floating respiration in initial stage. For example, you say that carbohydrate, protein, and lipid, these three substances are there. You know the particular sequence of respiration of these three substrate. Initially carbohydrate, second turn you say to out of that anyone we will select that. Immediately carbohydrate is respired, but it is oxidized. But second turn is of lipid and third turn is of protein. When protein is ruptured, remember that. Have you ever heard this serum creatinine? Creatinine and creatine. Any type of the infection for that, serum creatinine test can be performed in laboratory. Serum creatinine. Actually, the serum creatinine, if you don't have heard this everywhere, okay, fine. Any type of this severe infection occurs. Fine. In that we have to perform the test for serum creatinine. Serum creatinine test, if it shows the excess value, it means that protein is now ready to degrade. See, in our cell, initially the carbohydrate, first it is rapidly respired and give us the energy. Second one is of lipid. So lipid give us the energy, but it is very slow. Fine. But if in the cell, lipid as well as carbohydrate both are over, now you know that the protein is the structural component of the membranous organelles as well as its components. So now gradually the membranous organelle, all the organelles present in the cell, now they are degraded. Means the cell is going to be die. Slowly. Fine. So at that time serum creatinine shows much more value. So serum creatinine is that beyond the normal level. This indicates that something is wrong inside your body, and that can be diagnosed or identified by your symptomatic condition. If you say that in my stomach infection is there, so in your stomach now the cells are degraded faster. Much more infection is there in your stomach. Where the infection occurred, that is decided by the symptoms. Okay? For body, two things are there, sign and symptoms. Sign means we see on the body. For example, in jaundice, the yellowish color of eye, yellowish color of nails, of the finger. This indicates that might be that person got the jaundice, but don't give the conclusion you have jaundice. We estimate that might be you have jaundice. So you can go to the laboratory for testing. Serum bilirubin test થાય છે એના માટે. Bilirubin. Liver function test LFT. Bilirubin and vitamin B12 level. Test correct. The bilirubin level is much more than laboratory report told that you have jaundice. You don't say no. You got jaundice. Eyes should be yellow and nails should be yellow. This is the sign, and symptom means the person can explain the particular problem. For example, fever occurs, weakness occurs, headache, abdominal pain, fine giddiness, chakkar aave. These all are symptoms. This thing can be explained by the patient itself. Right? So, carbohydrate and lipid are respired inside the cell normally. So that is known as floating respiration. Fine. But at last, in what? Starving cell or starved cell. Starved means the cell is there in the starvation condition. Starvation. ગુજરાતીમાં એને ભૂખમરો કહેવાય. Cell cannot obtain the sufficient amount of the respiratory substrates. So cell is unable to respire. So cell is unable to obtain the energy to do its work. You know that complexity is not there in the cell. Complexity is due to the organelle activity. Organelles activity. Much more organelles are there, much more complex work happens inside the cell. And that's why we say that complex cell. Complexity is not there in the organelle itself. It is due to activity occurs inside the organelle particularly. For example, in our body, we are complex eukaryotic organism. Why this word is used? So in our cell, so many organelles are there. So all the organelles are simultaneously work together in a complex manner. That's why we have used this word, that metabolic traffic. Metabolic traffic આપણે એટલા માટે word use કર્યો છે. Our body is never present in the static condition. It is there in the dynamic condition, uneven condition. That's why we are healthy. That if you have the remember this thing in the biomolecular chapter. Fine. So initially, normally floating respiration occurred, but in the starvation condition, when the cell cannot obtain the adequate amount of the substrate, means lipid and protein, carbohydrate are over. Now the turn is of protein, and protein is degraded. It is very dangerous sign for our body. Cell is now going to be destroyed. Fine. તમે ઓલું સમાધિમાં બેસી જાય. હમણાં અમારે રિલિજનમાં એક અમારા ગુરુ સાધુ એમને કેન્સર હતું, ઈયર કેન્સર, અને એમને સમાધિ લઈ. એક એવું સાયન્ટિફિકલી પ્રૂફ છે કે તમે જો વન ડે તમે જો ફાસ્ટિંગ કરો, ઓલો નકોડો ઉપવાસ કહેવાય, પાણી પણ નહીં પીવાનું. સો કેન્સરસ સેલ્સ આર destroyed by our body immune power. Cancerous cells are destroyed by our immune system. Our immune system can destroy the cancerous cells. Actually, cancerous cells obtain the nourishment from the different parts of our body. But જ્યારે તમે ફાસ્ટિંગ કરો છો, આયુર્વેદિક વાઇઝ once in a month ફાસ્ટિંગ કરવું જોઈએ. once in a month ફાસ્ટિંગ કરવું જોઈએ. આયુર્વેદિકમાં એવું પણ કહે છે. એના બે ફાયદા છે, two advantages. એક તો આપણું બોડી હેલ્ધી રહે, અને સેકન્ડ આપણે વન ડે ફૂડ ન લઈએ તો જે લોકોને ફૂડની રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ છે, તમને એમ થાય કે સર એક દિવસમાં આપણે શું એટલું ખાઈ જવાના છે, આપણે એવું કઈ રીતે બીજાને આપણે હેલ્પ કરવાના છે, એવું નથી. બટ તમે જે ટાઈમે ફાસ્ટિંગ કરો છો, બરોબર, એ ટાઈમે તમે જે ફૂડ ઇન્ટેક નથી કરતા એટલું ફૂડ તમે સેવ કર્યું, એટલું તમે માર્કેટમાંથી ઓછું લેવાના છો. એટલે જે બીજા લોકોને એકચ્યુઅલી રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ છે એને મળી રહેશે. બે પ્રકારના ઓર્ગેનિઝમ્સ હોય, એક ખાવા માટે જીવે અને જીવવા માટે ખાય. અમુકે નક્કી જ કર્યું હોય, આવ્યું છે બસ પૂરું કરો. અમે હમણાં જ વાત કરતા હતા કે મેં ઘણા બધા એવા પર્સન્સને જોયા, કોકના ફંક્શનમાં ને એમાં જાય ને એટલે વધારે ખાય, અને પોતે ક્યાંક જમવા ગયા હોય ને તો લિમિટેડ ખાય. એટલે આપણને જોઈને તો ખબર પડી જાય. આપણે એવા તો નાના નથી. કોકના ફંક્શનમાં ગયા હોય ને તો 6 રોટલી ખાઈ લે. ઘરે અડધી 6 રોટલી ખાય. લિમિટેડ. બીજાનું ખાવામાં અમુકને વધારે મજા આવે. જસ્ટ આઈ એમ જોકિંગ. નોટ ટેકિંગ ઇન યોર માઇન્ડ. પણ એ હકીકત છે કે ફાસ્ટિંગ કરવું જોઈએ અને આયુર્વેદિકમાં કે છે આયુર્વેદિક ઇઝ મોસ્ટલી ડિપેન્ડ ઓન ધી કફ, વાયુ એન્ડ પિત્ત. આ ત્રણ વસ્તુ પર આખું આયુર્વેદિક વર્ક કરે છે. કફ મતલબ મ્યુકસ. તમારા બોડીમાં મ્યુકસ લેવલ એવરીવેર નોર્મલ હોય. વાયુ એર O2 CO2 લેવલ એડિક્વેટ હોય, સફિશિયન્ટ હોય. એન્ડ પિત્ત ઓલ ધ ડાયજેસ્ટિવ જ્યુસીસ. પિત્ત એટલે આમ તો બાઇલ કહેવાય. પિત્ત રસ, બાઇલ જ્યુસ originated from liver. પણ પિત્ત એટલે બધા જ ડાયજેસ્ટિવ જ્યુસ. એ બધું નોર્મલ હોય ને ત્યારે આપણું બોડી હેલ્ધી સ્ટેટમાં છે એવું કહેવાય. પણ જનરલી આ ત્રણ જ વસ્તુમાં પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય. કોરોનામાં વાયુમાં પ્રોબ્લેમ થયો ને, કોરોનામાં વાયુમાં પ્રોબ્લેમ થયો બીકોઝ ઇટ ટાર્ગેટેડ ઓર્ગન ઇઝ લંગ્સ. બરોબર, ફાઇન. સો ફ્લોટિંગ રેસ્પિરેશન એન્ડ protoplasmic respiration in this targeted condition. Glycolysis is also known as EMP pathway, also known as common pathway for aerobic and anaerobic respiration, also known as partial oxidation of glucose. Partial oxidation of glucose. Fine. Here, first, third, and nth reaction is irreversible. Write that. First, third, and nth reactions in glycolysis, first, third, and 10th reactions are irreversible. Okay, can you have the glycolysis chart along with you right now? Okay, keep it out please. If you have glycolysis chart, please take it out. I want to edit the ions only at somewhere else. First step, glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. At that time, hexokinase is used there, right? It is activated by Mg+2. That we have discussed with that. Third step, fructose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6-biphosphate. That is carried out by the phosphofructokinase. It is also activated by Mg+2. Okay, it is also activated by Mg+2. And last one, PEP is converted into pyruvic acid. Before that, we form the PEP, with the help of enolase. Fine. So PEP is converted into pyruvic acid. At that time, pyruvate kinase. One enzyme is used, that pyruvate kinase or pyruvic acid synthetase. So at that time, two minerals are used, Mg plus 2 and K plus. Okay, just once I can revise that glycolysis. If you know that total how many pure ATPs are generated, total how many pure ATPs are generated. Listen the word and then carefully give the answer. Total pure. So don't consider OP. 4 are generated. Opting for that to give the answer 2 because 2 are used. So how many total ATPs are generated? How many total ATPs are generated? Which question I have asked first? How many total pure ATPs are generated, right? So answer is 4. How many total ATPs are generated or synthesized or formed? Understand this word? Can you get this word? Answer is 4. How many total pure ATPs are obtained? So answer is 2. Because 4 are formed, 2 are used. So obtain 2. But how many total ATPs are formed or generated or synthesized? 10. How? 4 pure. Yes. 4 from 4 pure substrate base and 6 from 2 NADH2. So total 10 ATPs are generated. And how many total ATPs are obtained during one glycolysis? 8. 10 minus 2. Understand? 10%. Okay. By oxidation of one molecule of sucrose, by oxidation of one molecule of sucrose in glycolysis. So only think about glycolysis. Tell me that. How many pure ATPs are generated? Not getting. Sucrose is oxidized in glycolysis. Right? Sucrose is oxidized in glycolysis. So how many total pure ATPs are generated? Sucrose. See, sucrose is nothing but glucose plus fructose. Yes? Sucrose is fruit sugar. Sucrose is fruit sugar. Fruit juice present in the fruit, sucrose. Ma le su. Maltose, lactose and sucrose. If you remember, sucrose is formed by fusion of glucose as well as fructose. So fructose is converted into glucose back by isomerase enzyme because glucose is beneficial. Glucose is beneficial for glycolysis process. So glucose, galactose and fructose all are isomers of each other. So after degradation of the sucrose, the fructose is converted into glucose back and then glucose is entered inside the glycolysis process. Okay, fine. Here I can stop now. Fine. See you in next lecture.